Oh, I have no light. Hold on a second. Stream time. D&D stream time. There we go. Now I have light. Let there be light. Let there be more light. Hold on. Let there be increase the brightness on my camera. Apply. Thank you. Alright, let's go. Let's go. We got Bodzon.
Bodzon.
Alright. I'm ready.
He's ready.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go through my spells. Where are my...
Yeah, go through your spells.
Which
Are you ready for your spells? Do you have a character sheet? You have a character sheet.
Yeah, I've got
right?
my character sheet out. Which ones are cantrips, though?
I got ChatGPT up, so I'm ready.
Oh, duh, these are cantrips.
ChatGPT, quick. Make a D&D campaign.
Yeah, please. Okay, cool. I had an idea. I was like, which one of my cantrips can I use for literally no mechanical purpose, just for flavor, to like make stupid story things happen, like accidentally light shit on fire.
It doesn't sound like flavor. That sounds like a nightmare.
Oh, no. Elementalism.
What kind of cantrips can I have to fuck with the DM?
Harmless embers. It's harmless.
Hey, bro. How the fuck do I fuck with the DM, dog? Let's go.
That's the number one thing. I have to adopt a bunch of random NPCs, and I need to absolutely break the campaign. Those are my 2 goals.
It's not a goal, bro. It's not a goal. I'm gonna duplicate my tab. Thank you. Because I'm gonna have to have my books open.
Books? I thought we were playing D&D, not some nerd shit.
Yeah, not that noise shit.
Yeah, reading. Oh, wait, wrong character. Hold on.
What do you mean wrong character? You work for the newspaper, bro. You better fucking know how to read.
I don't know. Yeah. My intelligence is pretty good. What did I do? No, -1 to strength. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I remember what I did now.
Intelligence is pretty good.
Yeah, my intelligence is great. My charisma is wild for some reason.
What's your charisma?
+3. It's a 16.
Holy shit.
I'm the most charismatic loser you've ever met. Why do I have 2 thaumaturgies? Did I accidentally take thaumaturgy twice? 1.
Thaumaturgy.
1.
Alright, do you know the basic rules of D&D?
I think so. I've never actually done it, though.
Alright, that's fine.
I also realize it's going to be different than Baldur's Gate, because I can't just go talk to every single NPC that there is. Well, I mean, I could, but that would just...
No, you literally can.
No.
But it would just be me going, you people don't know you, and they give you an evil eye and tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, I know. That's...
And then you could be like, I want to attack them, and I'll say roll for initiative, and then one of them will just kill you, and then we'll just start the campaign again. We'll start the campaign from one of the other tavern people. We'll say that's your new character.
Yeah. See how fast
you just watched a moron get murdered in the tavern.
Some idiot walked in and got immediately murdered because
No, theoretically you can talk to everybody
Yeah, I
because
know.
I have everyone. So everyone that has an icon, I've imagined them being a person. I've generated. Sorry, I mean
Yeah.
I came up with. All right. Okay, let's start the campaign. Here we go.
All right. Let's go.
All right. This campaign takes place in Waterdeep,
Mm,
as I'm sure you are aware,
Mm-hmm.
and it specifically takes place in the summer of Waterdeep, which is a much less busy time than the other seasons. In the summer, the Waterdeep hums like a great brass horn struck at dawn, its resonant, busy, and alive. The sea breeze rolls in from the Deepwater harbor, carrying a mingled scent of salt, tar, and roasting meats from open-air stalls. The city's towers and battlements shimmer under the sun, their stone walls radiating heat, while the countless banners of noble houses flutter in the warm air. The streets teem with activity. Guild apprentices shouting out wares, jugglers and street minstrels competing for coin, and caravans arriving daily through the gates with dust-clouded traders grateful for cool tankards of ale. Children chase one another through the alleyways, and watchmen grumble in their helms, their armor sticky with the heat, as the markets swell with summer's bounty. Spice melons, river fish, honeyed pastries, traders from far off lands, they all yell and scream, attempting to get the attention of the many tourists that visit the city, even outside of summer. The air is thick with the chatter of a dozen tongues. It is by mid afternoon that finally the city sleeps. Nobles retreat behind shadowed courtyards and wealthy villas, and common folk crowd into taverns where shutters are thrown wide to let the breeze in. At night, the city takes on a softer glow, lanterns glimmering on the cobbles, laughter spilling from the dock ward, and the murmur of voices drifting across moonlit rooftops. Summer in Waterdeep is not simply a season. It is the city at its fullest heartbeat, every corner alive with trade, rumor, and restless ambition. It is in one summer night that we finally focus in on the Tavern of the Yawning Portal, where a timid adventurer steps foot. Bodzon. As you enter the tavern, you notice that it is not as full as it used to be. No doubt because of the summer heat, more people are staying at home rather than risking to walk in the humid night air. You enter the tavern, and on your left, you see some familiar faces. You see Yagra Stonefist and her patron, Davil, Davil Starsong. Show to everyone.
Oh.
Thank you.
Wow.
Do you see bio and info? You're not
Yeah.
just seeing the. Okay. I don't need you to look at the character sheets. Those mean nothing. There's literally no value there. Because I don't bother using Roll20's archaic system. All right. Davil, you don't know very well. He is a Zent negotiator and someone you've not had much reason to communicate with. He often sits with petitioners at the portal whenever you visited in your past, and he always sits just across from Yagra, away from her rather loud attitude. Yagra, on the other hand, you've encountered a few times. She's a as far as you know, she's a black network mercenary working for the Zent negotiator, Davil. She's frequently at the bar to find overconfident patrons for tests of strength. She's loud, bored, and drunk, and she's more likely to be in a fistfight by the end of the night than she is not. You notice right now that she is across from a person you've never met before. A regular human, she seems to be a barbarian of some kind, although you can't really tell from where. And she is actively losing her arm wrestling match with Yagra. To your right, you notice some patrons you're not very familiar with, some newcomers and other random people. Some people are sitting around the center of the tavern, where the giant yawning maw of the Undermountain dungeon seems to whisper adventure. Where would you like to go?
Can you bring up the those characters again? I need to write notes because I'm terrible
Okay,
with names.
so no problem. Davil is a Zent negotiator.
I get it.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
them.
he's just an elf.
Yeah.
To the right, you don't know any of those people. To your left, actually, let me go in a little bit more detail. On your left, you also see the bar itself, and tonight you've noticed that Durnan is the one managing the bar, even though you're pretty certain tonight's Bonnie's night, which is the whole purpose that you were here.
Mm-hmm.
You also notice Meloon War Dragon sitting at the bar. He's another fellow you've not had too much time to get to know, but he's very friendly and he tends to get around the bar. Whenever you visited before, he's often trying to convince adventurers to go into new adventures away from the Undermountain dungeon, and he has a reputation as a very talented fighter with ties to Force Grey. I don't know if you see that. Do you see that?
Yes.
Tell me if you see the things I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and Durnan himself is just the gruff proprietor of Yawning Portal. You've known him for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a middle-aged man. He's not very fond of long conversation. He's friendly enough. But he has a pretty thick accent, and he tends to be one of the few people that at the bar. He tends to be one of the few people at the bar that is not very loud.
I think as I came up to the door, I was absent-mindedly walking, lost in thought, to where when I got up to the door, I didn't even realize that a gust of wind blew the door open for me that I had no control over. So looking around and not seeing Bonnie, I would go straight over to Durnan to talk to him.
You can go ahead and move your character over. Where'd your character go? What the fuck?
I moved into the bar. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a giant lock on my screen, so you put your character right on the lock, and I was like, he fucking
I
vanished, bro.
vanished.
He jumped into the pit. He's gone.
He's gone.
As you approach the table, oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, is that an actual pit, or is that just a big
Yeah.
table? Oh, that's just a pit.
No, so let me
Okay.
describe the Yawning Portal.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, I forgot you. In my head, you already know all these places because
Yeah.
technically your character does.
Yeah.
The Yawning Portal, you've been here many times.
Mm-hmm.
But just to remind yourself as you're walking to the bar, is one of Waterdeep's most famous taverns. It's known for its lively atmosphere, strong ale, and massive stone well that dominates its common room. Built atop the ruins of a long-lost wizardly enclave of the Undermountain, the tavern takes its name from this enormous shaft, which drops deep into the dungeons below. Adventurers from across Faerun gather here to test their luck, descending by rope and pulley into the darkness in hopes of treasure or never returning at all. The portal is run by Durnan, a man that you've known for quite some time.
Okay.
As you approach the bar,
Mm-hmm.
Durnan kind of gives you a nod in greeting while he's still tending to one of the other bar patrons.
I patiently.
Noticeably, he's. Oh yeah.
I patiently wait for him to continue because I understand. I know that he gets a little peeved whenever somebody interrupts while he's already talking to somebody.
Yeah. You notice that he's actually talking to somebody else you've been acquainted with, which is Obaya Uday. She's a new face around the portal in the recent days. She's always looking for information on magical artifacts and other trinkets from the regular adventurer patrons. She's bothered you more than a couple of times for local news and has been more than happy to help other people who want to go into the Undermountain from the tavern. Durnan gives her a nice tall glass of ale. She nods a thank you, and then he walks over to you. Bodzon.
Darn. Is Bonnie here?
No, she came in earlier. I don't know where she is.
Oh, okay.
What would you like, boy?
Something strong but small. I'm distracted right now.
Small.
Yeah.
Okay. He turns around and from an array of just random bottles, he picks one very tiny one. It looks like it could only fill 2 to 3 shot glasses. He grabs a thimble from the counter, pours in a little drop, and then slowly slides it over to you. Small. Strong.
I down it real quick.
As the drink touches your tongue, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
I figured that was gonna happen. Oh no. Which one is? How do I roll saving throw on? Oh, this
You
one.
just roll a d20. Oh, you're on. I mean, could you
Oh
roll
yeah.
it in Roll20 so I can see the
Oh
result?
yeah, that too. All right. Well, we'll ignore that one. We're gonna pretend like that one didn't happen.
I will allow it.
Where do I roll in D20 or in Roll20?
In the chat, just type /roll and then the 1d20. And then what's your Constitution modifier?
+4.
+4?
Yeah. No, wait.
What is your Constitution level? Are you 18?
14.
That wouldn't be +4, dude. That would be plus, I think 1.
Oh wait, I'd rolled. I told it to roll a 20.
It
Ooh.
did. You got a 20. Did you not? Hold on.
I typed roll 20, not roll 1d20.
Oh,
There we
let
go.
me see. I think it did roll
Okay, sick.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there you
18.
go. Bro, if your Constitution is level 14, you're not getting +4 to your Constitution.
Well, you said saving throw. I have a +4 to saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You pass. As the drink hits your tongue, you notice a very distinct pineapple flavor. Uh, as you swallow the drink, it doesn't seem to be that unpleasant. It's only when you breathe out you notice what could only be described as the heat of hell exiting your throat. You cough a little bit, but not too much, and Durnan gives you a look of quiet admiration as you seem to down the drink without much trouble. See? Strong. Small.
Yeah, Durnan, that's strong. Thank you.
Why not your usual?
Uh,
He seems to be trying to make chit chat at the bar, which he's not very good at. He's wiping the bar in front of you.
I'm a little shaken up. Some weird stuff has been happening.
Weird stuff. He
Yeah,
looks pointedly at the giant hole in the middle of the tavern. Yeah, I'm used to.
yeah. I guess it's not as weird as a hole in the middle of a building, but it's weird for me. I guess I know my
What could be weird? Paper mill going well, no?
yeah.
They change your ink?
No, the ink is still the same. It's not with the mill. It's more of like weird elemental stuff. I don't know. I remember my mom talking about it a lot when she had a friend, I think, who did magic, and we know plenty of people that can do magic, but like I think she described it to me one time as like a feeling, and I think I'm getting that feeling. I don't know. I like
A perception check for me?
19. Is that?
Oh my god, you pass. Dude, what the fuck? You notice when you mention your mom and magic, specifically elemental, Durnan's expression gets a little hard just for like the briefest second before going back to his sort of unbothered bartending self as you continue talking.
Is that? Does that sound familiar? I mean, like wind and stuff has been happening a lot. At work there was a huge stack of papers that just blew themselves over. I didn't like. I don't know what happened.
Durnan sort of looks up. Not familiar to me. I'm not that kind of adventurer. I don't know why you'd be experiencing that. He is very obviously lying.
Okay. Bodzon absolutely does not know how to call him on that. So he's just gonna internalize that he knows something, but he's still waiting to talk to Bonnie about it first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was looking for Bonnie, because I know she always knows how to handle stuff, you know.
Durnan sort of like nods a little bit, and then he's like, "Bonnie not here tonight. I'm pretty sure."
Okay.
He's still lying.
Okay, so she's not like hanging out somewhere, hiding in the tavern.
No, Bonnie, not for shift.
Okay.
But then maybe you rest, yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds like maybe you drink too much thimble.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty strong. Thank you for that, because that helps. Yeah, I think I should rest. I don't know.
Good
Just
idea. I'll see you tomorrow.
okay,
He
yeah.
seems very insistent on you leaving now.
Okay. I want to pretend like I'm leaving and then go try and look around the rest of the tavern without
Okay.
him
To be
noticing.
clear, he's not telling you you have to leave. So
Uh
if you didn't leave, he's not going to be like, "I
yeah.
told you to get out."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're allowed to be in the tavern. He's just suggesting maybe you should go home.
Mm,
It's very weird for him to do this. He has never done this to you before. And you've seen him kick people out. This is not what it looks like.
yeah. All right, darn it. I'll hang out for a little while, and if I'm not feeling it, then I'll go home. I'll call it an early night.
Okay, I'll be right back. He sort of wanders off in a general direction to your right,
Mm-hmm.
specifically towards one of the private rooms, which is a little strange because he's not carrying any drinks or food with him.
Uh-huh.
So it's not very clear why he's going that way.
Do I know, like, when Bonnie is here and not on her shift? Like, is there like a back room, like a I don't know, like a kitchen or like a workroom or something?
There is. So if you've been in the tavern enough to kind of know the layout, even though you don't work there.
Mm,
You know that just ahead of you, there's two more private rooms, and if you enter through the door slightly to the right of the bar, you can also go to the right, and there's the kitchen. And generally, you're not allowed back there because you don't work here.
yeah.
And normally, the chefs would just be like,
What the hell you
"Get the
doing? Get
fuck
out.
out."
Yeah.
Yeah, but they kind of like you here, so normally the chefs also just give you a treat or two.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a treat and try and see if they know where Bonnie is.
All right, go ahead. To go that way, you just have to be over here. Yeah, there you go.
I come in here.
As you enter, oh, before you actually, no, yeah, you can go through there.
Okay.
You enter the kitchen.
Yes.
As you enter the kitchen, you notice a surly dwarf and a human chef there. Um, Both of them, you're not actually too familiar with their names. They seem to be the new night shift. The night shift. They both kind of look up at you and then go like, the dwarf is like, and the woman is just like, uh, lad, you're not allowed to be back here.
I I was just looking for Bonnie. You know who she is?
The girl kind of looks at the dwarf and she's like, only that in the barmaid. And the dwarf goes, yeah. And she looks back up at you. Yeah, I think I saw her earlier today. She should be out there tending to the customers. Again, lad, you're not supposed to be back here.
Okay, yeah. Thanks. I was just looking for her. Didn't know if she was back here.
Okay. They both kind of look at you weird now, and you notice the
Leave.
dwarf chef grab a cleaver.
I leave. I leave before you can do anything.
All right. What would you like to do? It's still noisy in the tavern. As you exit into the tavern again, you
Mhm.
notice that Durnan is gone, and there's no one behind the bar.
Mm, I don't know. Do I just follow him?
You can. You can do whatever you want. What would Bodzon do?
I don't know what Bodzon would do. Bodzon wouldn't really do anything. He's never gotten this far. I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna. Did I see him go here?
You saw the direction he was going, and as you scan the room, you assume that this private room is where he was going.
Okay. If I sit here, would I be able to hear into the room?
No, the private rooms at the Yawning
It's
Portal have
like,
pretty thick walls.
yeah,
They're
it's the wall.
private.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The room is not, the door is not closed to the room.
Oh, okay. I'll just sit here then.
As you sit down, you can kind of hear some rustling from the room. You hear a couple of people laughing and crying. Is there anything specific that you're not crying, like laughing and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like crying with laughter?
yeah, yeah,
So, s some merriment is coming from that room. Is there
yeah.
anything specific you're trying to listen for?
Like if Durnan went in there to have a conversation with somebody about what I just mentioned to him.
From the distance you currently are, it's you can't really hear anything specific. Just the laughter of the patrons. Or actually, no, roll a perception check for me. I'll allow you this. Roll a perception check, boy. Roll low this time. Roll low this time. Sorry,
Jesus
you didn't hear that.
Christ.
Did you roll another 19?
Yeah.
Bro, I fucking hope this isn't karmic dice because you're about to get beat. Like, holy shit, you're gonna roll ones on
Yeah.
repeat. All right. So, despite the noise, you're evidently razor sharp ears pick up the low tones of Durnan speaking. You pick up the words here, don't say mother, and that's all you hear.
Uh,
And then immediately after that, you hear Bonnie's much higher pitch. Uh, I mean, shouldn't we tell him something? And you immediately hear in a loud tone, no. And you hear Bonnie go, okay, boss, whatever you say.
mm,
And you also hear immediately after that, so I get the full night's pay?
I don't think Bodson would like break in there and start something. Do I know are there like regulars that go into that room? Or is it just like whoever?
Kind of whoever. There's not usually the regulars hang out in the common area. There's no
Mm,
reason for them to go to the private rooms. It's private rooms are usually reserved for parties, so
yeah, gotcha. Hmm. I'm gonna find who. So I know you mentioned Yagra and Davil. Do I know them well enough to like sit there and talk to them while Durnan's distracted? Like whenever Durnan comes out, like when he's distracted, I can go back in.
so you know Yagra well enough to know that she would not mind you coming to her table and sitting down and talking to her. You also know her well enough that that might end up with you having a sore arm. Davil, you barely know. You've always avoided him in the past because you know he's a Zent negotiator.
uh,
Um, I'm sure you could sit. You're sure you could sit at his table, but it would be like sitting with a loan shark.
yeah, gotcha.
You kind of have limited time with sitting at his table. You're not going to waste his time.
I'll go talk to Yagra. I'm feeling it. The whatever the pineapple fire thing
Okay.
is making me feel
Is
good.
other than Yagra, you also know Obaya at the bar and Melon at the bar or Meloon at the bar.
Hmm.
And where you were currently, you actually see a couple of other regulars that you recognize. You notice that the bard playing music today is Matrim Three Strings, Merrig. He's a very
Oh,
socially awkward little fellow,
yeah.
um, but he gets his name from the three-string lute he plays. He's somewhat talented, but he tends to miss a note or two.
Hmm.
Um, and he's kind of friendly, but he's socially awkward, so he kind of avoids your eyes and always answers in weird broken English. Another fellow you recognize as you were walking towards the private room is Jallister Silvermane. He's further across the bar, closer to the pit. He's a very well dressed mercenary who's clearly attempting to look like a well dressed mercenary
Yeah.
while failing to do anything remotely mercenary like. Um, he seems to be sitting kind of alone with four empty tankards and one filled tankard in his hands, and his head is down, and he's clearly in his thoughts.
Well, I don't want to interrupt him because he seems like he's going through it worse than me.
Yeah. So where would you like to go? You still Yagra?
Yeah, I'll go talk to Jagger a little bit. I'll see if I can, like, in between getting my ass beat, just kind of talk to him.
That's Dabble.
That's the
Yagra.
wrong person.
You sit next to Dabble. You walk past Dabble, and he gives you a look, and you immediately
Yeah.
shuffle towards
I-
Yagra's table.
I put my hand on the chair, being like, he might be able to be somebody I talk to, and then he looks up and we make eye contact, and then I immediately turn around slowly.
As you sit down at the table, you notice that the barbarian human that Yagra was arm wrestling is cradling what looks like an arm bent at an awkward angle.
Oh.
She's laughing very hard, and she's clearly drunk. There's 7 empty tankards on her side of the table.
Y'all seem like you're having fun.
Yeah. Boss, is that you?
Yeah. How many
Yeah,
times
this-
has it been?
Been what?
How many times you got your ass beat just sitting at this table?
Me get my ass beat? That's funny, little man. She points at the barbarian. So you gonna pay up, or? And the barbarian woman just kind of looks up and she goes, "Yeah, just hold on." She kind of stumbles away from the table, towards Melon War Dragoon, giving you more space to sit. Yagra then looks at you, and then she puts her hand out, kind of like in invitation. So, are you next, or?
Yeah, I might as well.
She seems a little bit surprised you're actually willing to do an arm wrestle, but does not. Oh, I just moved you. Sorry. It's fine. You're over there now. The winds push you into the other side of the table. She puts her hand out, and you guys clasp hands. I would like for you to roll a strength check and take at disadvantage. So roll 2 dice and pick the lowest.
Oh no. Oh my god, that was almost a 1. Is that an 18 and a 17?
Yeah, you got a 7. Do you have a? What's your strength modifier?
Oh, -1. Damn it.
So you got 16.
Yeah.
All right, let me roll. Oh yeah, I needed to check. Can you see what I'm about to? Tell me if you see this roll, okay?
I did not.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh.
Do you see this roll?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
I'm assuming that's with advantage.
Yeah. So you said you got a 16.
Yeah.
With surprisingly a little bit of struggle, your arm slowly gets dragged to the table, and then finally, clunk! She slams it down. She looks up at you, and then she looks at the drinks next to her head kind of swiveling unsteadily. I must be really fucking drunk. I felt like that actually took some effort.
Yeah, I had one of the pineapple. I don't know. Durnan gave me a little bottle, and I'm feeling it too.
She has no idea what you're talking about. So after she like wins, albeit with difficulty, she looks up at you and she's like, "Oh, I'm sure that's not the only reason you sat here, right?" She's kind of like talking with her eyes closed and with a focused expression on her face. It is clear that it is difficult for her to make complete sentences.
Yeah. Do you know anything about magic, Davril?
Her name is Yagra.
Yagra. God damn it. I'm not good with these names.
No, it's fine. She sort of tilts her head. Yeah, don't fuck with it.
I thought I was the same way too. Well, honestly, I didn't think it fucked with me, but some weird stuff
At
has
that,
been
she kind of
happening.
like opens one eye. You get in trouble with a wizard or something? My race ain't cheap, little boy.
I don't know. Maybe I'm cursed or something. Some weird stuff has been happening. Like
Yeah, just for you, I'll do it for free. What's his name? She starts looking around the tavern.
I don't know. I don't know if like there was this guy that came into the paper mill, but no, I don't think it was him. I don't.
Oh, so he's not here right now?
No, I don't think so.
Listen, how about tomorrow you come back and bring him with you and
Uh,
get
yeah.
him into one of the private rooms,
Yep.
and your problems, they'll be gone.
Yeah.
As she
Okay.
says gone, she does like a cross motion with her hands and just knocks a chair backwards. Um, and it bumps into one of the men sitting behind you. The man sitting behind you, as you turn around, or if do you want to turn
I-
around and look at him? You don't have to.
yeah. I think I'd just follow the chair, being like, oh
Okay.
no, it's gonna fall over.
The man sitting behind you is a gruff-looking bandit, and as the chair hits his, oh, sorry, you don't know he's a bandit. You assume he's a bandit
Yeah.
just from his appearance. He is he's dressed in very like untidy garb,
Hmm.
and him and two other uh, of his compatriots are sitting at a table across from a man that you actually do know, Krentz. Krentz, you know because you've seen him a few other times. You know that he's actually part of the gang, the Xanathar, that are rivals to the Zentarum. It is kind of strange that Krentz and his people would be sitting so close to Yagra, considering the fact that they're rivals. And he looks up at the disturbance with what can only be described as a murderous glare. Yagra does not seem to notice this.
Is he looking at me with a murderous glare or at Yagra?
No, he is pointedly looking at Yagra.
Oh.
The bandit whose chair got hit grumbles a little bit, looks at Yagra, looks back at Krentz, and then goes back to drinking his beer.
Okay. Oh shit. Yagra is the one that I'm talking to. God damn it.
Yagra also did not notice she did this,
Yeah.
or
If neither of them get up,
if she did notice, it doesn't seem like she cares.
yeah. If neither of them get up, then I'm not gonna like do anything. I just
Okay.
watch the chair hit him and just be like, okay, and turn back to Yagra.
Yagra is still looking at you, and then she's like, "So, what kind of weird things have you been noticing? I had a friend get cursed once, and his fingers started turning green.
Oh.
But to be fair, he's a half orc, so that might have just been his natural color."
Oh.
She's like looking at the ceiling with a focused but unfocused look at the same time.
Well, I don't think I'm turning green. Um, a bunch of stuff got
You're not
knocked
a half
over.
orc.
Yeah, but well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm cursed. A bunch of stuff like blew over at work, and I don't know where it came from. It wasn't like windy today. Uh, and some of
It's
the
summer. It's
yeah,
summer, Bodzon.
yeah,
It's never windy anymore. It was fucking hot
yeah,
yesterday.
I know. And some of the ink for the mill like pulled up and looked like it moved on its own.
At that she kind of like looks at you with like a weird expression, and then
Mm.
she's like, "You weren't perhaps the day before in here, were you?
I mean,
Because that doesn't sound very magical. That just sounds like you're insane."
yeah, I was here. Did something happen? Was there some? Did I get cursed here?
Her kind of looks at you, and then she goes, "You know what? This calls for special counsel.
Uh huh.
Hey, Davil!" She yells across the table towards Davil Starsong, who, at the call of his name, from her voice specifically, slowly, with the slowness of someone who's heard his name be called this way before,
Uh.
turns towards Yagra. And although his expression could not be considered pleasant, it's more like a bored annoyance with which he goes, "Yes, Stonefist." Yagra kind of looks at you, points at you, and goes, I got a fella here who has all kinds of stories to tell you. He works at the paper mill. You guys should get to know each other. And at that, she like roughly grabs your shoulder and starts pushing you towards Davil's table. And she walks over with you, and you can't seem to get away from her grip, even if you wanted to.
No.
She drags you over to his table and sits you down rather harshly, directly next to Davil. She pats your shoulder, pats Davil's shoulder, and goes, I'm sure you've seen each other before, but to introduce you, this is Bodzon, son of. She kind of looks up. Bod. That can't be right. And then she sort of stumbles back to her old table. At this, Davil is now looking at you, where before when you tried to approach his table, he looked at you with like a leave me alone look. Now he's looking at you with, oh, you poor bastard look. And he kind of like leans over and he pushes a glass that was at his table on his side, but clearly untouched, towards you. Sorry about that, friend. Is there a reason you were looking for Yagra's great companionship?
Not particularly. Uh, I've been having a weird day, so I've just kind of
Oh,
been.
really? Why don't you take a drink, friend? On me. He gestures towards the drink he just pushed in your direction.
I hold it, but I don't drink from it yet.
He notices you didn't take a drink and goes, like, kind of makes a and motion with his hands, urging you to continue.
Yeah. I had. I don't know. I don't know if you know anything about magic, but I feel like some weird.
At that, he just kind of goes,
Yeah. Well, some weird stuff seems to be happening to me. I don't know if, like, have you ever had just wind around you when it shouldn't be? You know, like it's hot and it's summer out, so I know it's not supposed to be windy, but bunch of like the shutters blowing open and knocking stuff over. That ever happened to you?
is looking at you with just kind of a confused look, but not the confusion of like he doesn't know what you're talking about, but more like um, the look of someone who is kind of confused why you're sitting at his table.
Yeah.
He looks back at Yagra and goes, "Yeah, listen, son. I'm not really a share my wisdom type of fellow. I'm more of a businessman." And at that, he kind of like leans forward. Did you need something from me specifically, or were you just looking for chit chat?
Uh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure stuff out. I guess I'll leave you alone. I
No,
didn't mean to.
no, let's not be hasty. As you start like showing that you want to leave, he's like, "Well, let's not be hasty. I'm just saying, I think I could help you out a little bit. It sounds like you might need it, but it's just going to cost you something." And he makes a pointed like money symbol with his hands. He like
Yeah.
rubs his pointer finger and middle finger with his thumb.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for that kind of help right now at the moment, but uh
Are you sure?
yeah. I mean,
And then,
unless you know how to, put a hit out on the wind.
well, I know how to put a hit out on people who make wind, but it doesn't sound like you got a need for a hit, mate. Well, don't tell me you don't recognize the signs. You've read a book, haven't you? He seems a little bit confused by you asking for him to put a hit out on the wind.
Yeah. A book? Which book?
I mean, you're in the yawning portal, mate. You've read about the signs of, the weave, right?
Yeah, but I didn't think that was like, can't you tell when that's what's going on, right? I don't know. I just heard every time everybody talks about it, it's like a feeling, you know?
You see his confusion spread across his face. He's like, "You're not an adventurer?" He says this with genuine surprise.
No, I just work in the paper
What the
mill.
fuck are you in here all the time?
I I don't know. I drink.
Yeah, cheaper boss. He seems genuinely just shocked, and then you see him kind of realize he's showing shock on his face, and
Uh,
he regains his composure really quickly. Well, if you're not an adventurer, mate, I don't know if you can even afford my help, if I'm being honest with you. Um, to be honest, you're kind of wasting my time. And at this, you kind of notice him withdraw back into his chair. Yeah, mate, I'm not really in the charity business. And he
yeah,
kind of waves you off. He's clearly telling you to leave.
yeah. I'm just yeah. Sorry about that. I just walk away. I do want to. I don't know where if Durnan's still in there, but I do kind of want to sneak in there at
Okay,
some point.
as you start walking past Yagra's table,
Mm.
um, you notice that the men that had bumped into her before have now surrounded her table. And Krentz himself is kind of standing in front of her. And yeah,
He's still there. Did Discord die? Oh no. Oh
you hear me?
yeah.
What's the last thing you heard?
uh, Jagger was just standing here.
You heard that Yagra was standing up.
Yeah.
Okay. The two men to either side of her have been knocked over, and Krentz himself, and she's holding Krentz by his collar, and with her hand peeled back, you watch her just sink her fist into his face. At which the other two bandits sort of exclaim and go, "Fuck you, bitch!" And she says, "You fucked with the wrong bitch in the wrong era, you fucking bastard!" And punches him again, throwing him to the ground 3 feet away. Um, I would like you to decide whether or not you would like to step in here.
Is this a common thing that I've seen happen, or is this like that somebody's fucking with Jagger?
There's been other times you've seen Yagra be in a fist fight. It's always been one versus one. This is the first time you've seen multiple people gang up on Yagra, and you get the distinct impression that maybe she drunkenly bit off more than she can chew.
Okay, I'll step in and go right
All
here.
right. Roll initiative, please. All right. And let me just
Oh
adjust the
no.
people. All right, what'd you roll? You rolled a 9?
9, yeah. Don't I add something to that?
Yes.
The dexterity?
Let me check. Yeah,
Plus 1,
your dex
10.
mod. All right, so you got a 10. Okay. Hold on, I am charging my computadora. Give me 1 second. I also need to look up how to roll hidden in D20 or roll 20.
How large are or is each square is 5 meters, right? Or 5 feet?
Yes, 5 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
What's your movement?
Oh boy. What is my movement? Where would I find my movement? 30.
So you can move 6 squares in one turn. Does that make a sense?
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, you're I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. You rolled low.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with the way these fucking guys are rolling. Holy shit. Oh my god. Hey, it's okay. You're not their target. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I might accidentally become their target, though.
That is totally okay. All right.
Do you want me to always roll in Roll20? Because I have physical dice that I could roll.
If you want, you can roll that and just tell me what you get. I trust you. But if you start getting suspiciously large amounts of 20s, I'm gonna demand a camera.
I do have a camera.
If you could just write what you roll so I can keep track of it, that's all.
Yeah.
So you can literally, I think, roll. Yeah.
I also have a fancy book.
He's got a book.
I got a book. And not enough desk space.
That is a shame. As the fight starts, because Yagra has just socked their boss in the face, the other bandits are a little bit just like, whoa. Right. Sorry, I just need to find Yagra's stat block real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
I had it prepped and then my internet died. So it refreshed my whole fucking page.
Oh.
Not the page. Okay. Okay. Yagra steps forward after punching Krentz and walks towards one of the other thugs that she had recently slapped in the face and proceeds to try to beat his ass too. She does a quick 1-2 combo. And let me see. And noticeably, the other thug seems to have recovered. He kind of dodges one punch, and then when the other one hits him in the chest, his thick leather armor negates the blow. You have just. Are you here, by the way?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You have just entered, so you're kind of still in the midst of indecision, so the other bandits start closing in on Yagra. The one that is furthest away, you notice has a bow and arrow. He pulls out his bow and arrow and takes a shot at Yagra in a very unsportsmanlike manner. The shot goes wide. The arrow goes right past your head and hits the wall directly behind you.
Jesus.
The other thug right next to Yagra tries to swing at her as well. He also notably is unsportsmanlike and is using an actual weapon. It's just a stick with a ball on it, but you get the feeling that if it hits, it'll do some real damage. He winds up as if he's ready to hit her, and also looks like he's been drinking too much. He goes way wide and actually ends up knocking out his compatriot, the one that Yagra just tried to knock out herself. The metal ball of his stick just slams into the dude's face, and you hear an audible crunch, and then the guy kind of falls over unconscious right next to Yagra. As this is happening, you start to get the feeling that these bandits may have been the ones who overestimated their potential.
Ah.
One of the other bandits, undeterred by his friend's kind of messed up attack, also runs up behind Yagra and tries to make an attack. He pulls out his sword and sinks it deep into the side of Yagra's armor. You see a spurt of blood, and you hear Yagra go, "Ah, fuck her," as she sort of stumbles forward. Make sure. Let me see the damage. You notice that the blood it's pretty significant.
Oh.
This wound is not gonna go away easily. Uh, Last but not least to act is Krentz himself. He kind of like gets up, stumbling, and noticing that Yagra is now bleeding, he wipes away his blood and goes in. And for some reason, he seems to be the one who's most sportsmanlike because he's just using his fists. He goes for a right hook and promptly slams his hand into Yagra. You notice her take the impact. His fist like connects with her lower jaw, and you can now tell Yagra is borderline unconscious. She's like, oh, and one of the other thugs now like grabs her under the armpit, and the two thugs, the thug who knocked out his own buddy, sort of walks over his buddy's like unconscious form, and they're now holding her up, and Krentz is getting ready for another swing. If there was ever a time to act, it would be now. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. I was gonna do something that was a little less impactful for more story reasons, but now that I see that she's nearly unconscious and bleeding, I am going to accidentally, I'm gonna point at Krentz. Well, because I can only hit one of them. Yeah, I guess I'll point at Krentz. Is that guy's dead or unconscious?
He's unconscious, yes.
Gotcha. I'll point at Krentz and I'll go, get off of her, and accidentally cast Chromatic Orb at him.
Okay, I would like you to roll. What's your modifier on the cast?
+5.
Okay, I'd like you to roll a d20 and then another d6 for me for the accidental casting.
Accidental casting. Oh, that might not be good for me. Oh, fuck. 5 on the d20 and a 2 on the d6.
Okay. Let's see. You said a 5, and you said you have +5 to the cast?
Yeah.
All right. And do you have a proficiency bonus?
Let me
No,
see.
you wouldn't. You
No.
wouldn't. Okay. As you cast chromatic orb, so you don't know what you're doing, right?
Yeah, no. But if it does go off, I wanted it to be thunder damage, to be like me shouting at him was just unnaturally booming.
Okay. You sort of shout, "Get off her!" Right? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Get off her! And completely surprising you and the thugs, a giant orb of energy sort of forms out of the air, and you sort of hear crackling, and you smell a smell you kind of vaguely remember, and you don't know what it is, but it's the smell of the air igniting. And instead of what you were thinking in your head was a loud thundering stop,
Mm.
a giant ball of just ignited air exits from right in front of your face and launches towards the thugs and misses Krentz by just like an inch and goes and fizzles out over the middle of the portal. As this is happening, you can hear from somewhere in the back room the voice of Durnan going, "Fucking what are you doing?" And Krentz is like visibly shook um, by the sudden attack, and the other bandits are also all just like aghast. Go ahead and take another turn.
Oh. Oh, I didn't think I'd get 2 in a row. Uh-oh. I guess I'll say also because I don't know. Oh, no, I don't know. I'm gonna push the guy directly in front of me that's holding Yagra, and again accidentally cast Shocking Grasp on him.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a d20 and another d6 for the accidental cast.
13 and 5
All right.
plus
As you
5.
go to push, and you were shocked by the casting of the first spell as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you go to push him in your strangely brave response to your friend being attacked, your hands touch the bandit's chainmail that he's wearing, and out of just nowhere, electricity sparks from your fingertips, and the man starts shaking violently in your grasp. Go ahead and roll the damage for the shocking grasp.
Oh. 5.
He doesn't just start shaking violently; he seizes up. His arm that was gripping Yagra like flips towards his chest. Both of his arms go to his chest, and in your grasp, you can see his eyes start rolling into the back of his head, and drool is coming out of the corner of his mouth. You drop him in your shock, and he's still twitching on the ground for a couple of seconds more before lying still. And the smell of pork starts to filter into your nostrils.
Oh, Jesus. Oh no. I
Uh,
I just look at my hands and there's just the tiniest little crackle right in between the cracks in between my fingers. And I have the most
Yagra
horrified look on my face.
Yagra didn't seem to notice what just happened to the man holding her left arm. She drags the guy who's holding her right in closer and just pummels his face, hitting him twice in succession. And the guy sort of falls back, still conscious but bleeding heavily. The bandit, the man she just punched attempts to swing back in defense, and once again, he ends up being more of a detriment to his friends than an ally. The metal ball slams into the side of Krentz, and Krentz just kind of does a noise that sounds like air leaving a balloon and collapses unconscious in front of Yagra. The last bandit, seeing this go down, begins to pull the arrow, and this time he seems to have kind of adjusted for his drunkenness, when a 3-string lute just slams into his head from behind. And you notice that Metrim has gotten up off of his chair, and he stands over the unconscious body of this last bandit. And he sort of just has this bewildered look on his face, as if he doesn't know what he just did. It is now your turn. What would you like to do? There is one bandit remaining, and with the events that are occurring and the fact that he has knocked out 2 of his own friends, he looks visibly shaken, like he's about to cry.
I don't want to kill another person. I don't want to absolutely murder this guy, so I'm just gonna do like a shove on him. I'm just gonna push him.
You're actually just going to push him?
Yeah, just a regular push.
Could you roll a d6 for me?
Oh boy. 2?
As your hand touches him, almost as if there's some remaining electrical energy in the air,
Oh.
he flies backwards. And you notice sparks coming off of your hand as he slams into Davil's table, clearly unconscious. At this, the fight ends with a kind of disturbing amount of violence. Yagra, who is gingerly holding her side from the stab wound to her back, is kind of looking at you, and she kind of goes, "All right, not little boy, little man." And she just stumbles into a chair at her table, and some of the other patrons start running towards her, including the barbarian woman, and I forgot his name, Maloon?
Maloon.
Maloon! Maloon and the man he was talking to, they all surround her and they start applying medical aid. Notably, nobody is going towards the fallen Xantharum men.
Yeah.
Or Xanathar men. Metrim also walks over, and he kind of just like looks at you, and he pats you on the back, and he says, "Go get yourself a drink. Good work." And then he goes back to his stool and starts playing a merry jig, so that the tavern sort of falls back into its normal casual self. What would you like to do? You do notice, by the way, as you are looking up over the fallen corpses of these poor men who decided to step into a fight with Yagra and yourself, that Durnan has made it halfway across the room, has stopped himself, and is kind of looking very guilty for some reason. And about 20 feet behind him, you can clearly see Bonnie, with her hands ready for a fight. Durnan kind of tries to block her with his bulk. It doesn't make any sense. She's still clearly visible.
Yeah.
And he's like looking behind himself, and you can see his hand doing like a shoe motion. And Bonnie her face is like, "Are you serious?" at the shoe motion.
I think seeing Bonnie, I'm not even going to like recognize that Durnan is trying to get rid of her or like looks guilty at all. I'm just gonna run straight to her.
As you try to run past Durnan, he sort of like steps in front of your way. "Good work, mate. I saw how you handle self. Get drink, yeah?" And he's like urgently trying to get you to sit at the bar. And he's putting his hand literally like next to your head as if to block your view. It still doesn't make any sense. She's very visible
Yeah.
even past his hand.
Bonnie, I've been looking for you.
As you say the words Bonnie, you see just this like sinking feeling on his face, and he just goes, Bonnie! And he turns around. He's like, what you doing here? It's not the day for work. You relax. And Bonnie is, as she's approaching, she's just like, shut it, Durnan. He knew I was here the whole time. And Durnan's like, remember agreement. And then he goes behind the bar. And she approaches you and she's like, Bodzon, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. That's why I've been looking for you. There's some.
You didn't tell me you were a sorcerer. As she says those words, the books you've read in your past sort of filter into your mind. And you're just like, no shit. I swear to God, I've read about sorcerers discovering their powers in a similar way. But also notably at a much younger age than yourself.
Yeah. I'm I'm not a I'm not a sorcerer. I'm too old. I didn't think that you could. How am I?
Bonnie. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just like stammering because I
Uh-huh.
am truly shaken because I didn't know what I just did.
Bonnie notices that you're sort of shaken, and she sort of gestures to the bar and like puts up a quick like 2 drink notice to Durnan, who begrudgingly starts filling 2 mugs of ale for you guys, and you guys sit down next to the bar. As you sit down, Obaya lifts her mug in a toast to you,
Yeah.
and she just goes, "Well handled," and continues to drink her drink. No, you do remember during the fight that she had not even turned around when it
Yeah.
started. Um, Bonnie like grabs her drink and she's like, "Not a sorcerer. Did you fucking buy a book or something? What's going on? That was clearly sorcery."
I don't know. I've been trying to find you because some weird stuff has been happening that like that not, I guess not as crazy as that because I haven't been in a fight, but like at work a bunch of stuff blew over because of wind, but it wasn't windy, and then some of the ink.
When you say that, Bonnie's like, "Oh man, I bet George Joba Jobison really hated that."
Yeah, and some ink like pulled up and started moving on its own. I got yelled at like crazy by Javison.
Doesn't he prefer to be called Gigi?
I, I don't know. He never gets my name right.
She sort of like is nodding along. That's crazy, man. What the fuck are you doing here? It seems like you need to go get, I don't know, medical attention.
I
She's
don't.
kind of making a joke.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel fine, but I feel like I don't know, extra and tingly. I had lightning or something in my hands. There were sparks.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. You know, it's almost like, and as she starts talking, Durnan slams another tankard harshly in front of the patron tube that's directly behind you. And she sort of like looks up and then takes a deep sigh. Yeah, that's really weird. Um, but I mean, at least now you don't have to worry about getting mugged.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
did you control it? I mean, where did you learn to control it? You took out that second guy. I saw it. Like, I think he's dead. And she's pointing at one of the bandits who's still on the floor, the one you grabbed and electrocuted.
Uh-huh.
You don't notice any signs of breathing.
Oh shit. I I don't think I could control it. I was just trying to get him off of Viagra.
Oh, is that why there was a fight happening? That makes sense.
Yeah. I
Man,
don't
I
know
don't know
how it
why the
started.
hell Durnan lets her in here every day. I swear to God, I've cleaned up so many messes. And she's like, her hands are on, like, she's put her fingers to both sides of her head on her temples, and she's just like massaging, and she's just like, I'm gonna have to clean this up. I'm gonna have to clean this up. I'm gonna have to clean this up.
I mean, you are you even working today? Do you have to clean this up?
When you say that, like, her eyes open, and you can see relief in them, and she's just like, oh yeah. And then she looks directly at Durnan. I'm not. And you hear a grumble. Yeah, you're not. Well, I mean, this is fantastic, Bodzon. I mean, you can quit the paper mill now, right? I mean, you could work here. And when she says that, she is like she's referencing um going into the Undermountain from the Yawning Portal. As
Mm.
she says that, Bodzon comes over, and he just, in a tone that is much more serious than you've ever known him to be, he goes, "No, definitely not." And Bonnie kind of looks at him, and she's just like, or, for the city watch or something. And Bodzon kind of nods, and he looks at you. You are not going down there, boy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't. I don't think I'd want to go down there anyway. I I clearly want to go down there.
As you're saying this, there's kind of a weird feeling in the room. You're still looking at Bonnie, but you start hearing yelps of surprise and panic kind of sporadically throughout the room. Um, you look over at the pit, and you notice something climbing out of it. You know, a lot of the patrons are starting to either run away or pull out weapons. And as you look behind you, Durnan is reaching behind his.
Oh, did his internet go out again? Intermission time.
Hello, can you hear me? Are you there?
Ooh.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Do you see the? Did you? What is the last thing you heard?
Durnan was reaching behind him for something.
Okay, Durnan is reaching behind the bar for his great club that he keeps down there for the unruly guests, like the one.
Oh, you cut out again? I need intermission music. Oh no 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 no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What is the last thing you heard? I don't know
Uh
why the fuck my internet keeps disconnecting. This is really annoying.
yeah, like maybe 5 words. He was reaching for his great club.
Me. All right, hold on. Let me make sure my internet's better
Yeah.
before I continue. You know what? Let me switch. I'm gonna switch to my phone for Discord.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
because
just
then I
like
don't
too
have
much
to.
stuff opened. Also, it's hot. It's AC and water time. Big intermission.
Hello. Oh, you're getting something.
I lied. I have an orange cream shake instead.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. I just joined, so.
Oh yeah, I said intermission. It's AC and water time, and then I remember that I have a shake instead of water.
Bro's like, I could be healthy, and then looks at the 78% daily value of sugar and goes, that's better.
Yeah, but it's orange flavored.
It makes it healthy. It has vitamin C.
Yeah.
All right, now that I won't get fucking disconnected randomly. Out of the pit. Are you good? Like, you
Yeah,
can
I'm good.
hear things? Okay. Out of the pit climbs this just awful smelling monstrosity. It is dripping just cave juices, and it in its hands, it's sort of one giant clawed hand grasps the edge of the pit, and the other one slams to the other side of it with a giant cleaver in its hands. It like grasp in its fingers, and all around it are these weird goblins that use their ears to fly, and they have blood just dripping out of their mouth. And you see three of them are actively still on its back with their jaws just clasped. The other group of the weird flying goblins all seem to have rotund bellies, and as the troll, which you recognize as a troll,
Hmm.
climbs over the edge of the pit, they all sort of look around, notice what could only be described as a room full of high level adventurers, and smartly decide to fly back into the pit. The troll and the three on its back, however, do not. As the troll stumbles into the tavern, you can tell that there's something a little bit off with it. He looks almost as if he's drunk himself. And the three goblins on its back all sort of hop off and, evidently still hungry, start to growl at the nearby people. Durnan hops over the bar and over your heads with an agility that you are honestly shocked to see a man who looks like he weighs 260 pounds. And he slams onto the table and says, earning my keep. And his has both his hands around this massive great club. Get behind me. And he starts running towards the troll. I would like you to roll initiative
Oh boy.
again.
I rolled another 9, so another 10. God damn
He's
it.
doing so well on the rolls for everything not combat related.
Yeah.
I told you, dude. You rolled too high at the beginning. That's the
Yep.
price you pay.
That's it.
All right. Let me see what we got here.
I fully killed a man, but I can't roll higher than a 10 initiative.
I got news for you. You do notice that the troll seems to be extremely drunk, and even though your reaction was quite poor, he does seem to be a bit slower than you on the
Oh,
uptake.
okay, cool.
All right.
I caught a
Oh,
fly.
by the way, you
Oh,
do recognize. Oh my God, you caught a fly?
yeah. Go ahead. I'll in a second. I'll dispose of it.
Yeah. No, no, you can
Oh, okay.
do the disposing. I'm just rolling dice.
Okay. Now to dispose of the troll.
You do because you're relatively. Actually, could you roll a what would be the most appropriate? Could you roll a history check for me?
Is that wisdom?
I believe it is intelligence, but let me check.
Oh, it is, and I am proficient with it. Interesting.
You are a person who's worked at a fucking newspaper
Yeah, true.
for like his whole life, so I hope so.
Yeah, that is a 17 total.
17 total.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait.
You
Oh no, never
yeah.
mind. I realized that the initiative is +1 separately. I didn't.
Okay,
Go ahead.
that's fine. You do recognize the goblin creatures as a unique form of sturge, a blood-sucking
Mm,
bat-like monster from the Undermountain, who frequently feast on the blood from larger creatures. They don't like troll blood, but due to the troll's regenerative properties, they tend to hang around them simply because there will always be blood to drink.
yeah.
But given the option of troll blood versus delicious little Bodzon blood, they'd pick Bodzon blood every time.
Yeah. Does it, and feel free to say no, does it look like with how drunk the troll is, they are also slightly drunk because they've been drinking his blood?
No, you do remember from your time studying monsters and just for fun that the trolls tend to be more. Uh, it's not drunk; it's more like
Oh,
loss of blood.
yeah,
So
gotcha.
it's more than likely only feeling this way because it was recently feasted on by sturges.
Gotcha.
Um, all right. One of the hungry sturges is the first to act in this now fresh melee. And it rushes towards Bodzin and desperately attempts to bite him on the arm. Oh my god, it gets +5 to hit? That's fucking insane.
What the
Alright.
hell?
It's a
Also,
very weak attack, I was just not expecting +5.
you keep
What were
saying
you saying?
buds, and you talk about Durnan.
Durnan! I'm talking about Durnan. His name is Durnan. Your name is Botson.
My name is Budson.
Your name is Budson.
It's
Alright.
because of the accent. It sounds the same.
Oh my god, this is actually kind of funny. Uh, Underneath Bodson's tavernware, you notice the distinct glimmer of elvish mail,
Oh.
covered in cooking grease.
Oh. The slipperiest of armor.
Despite this, as the Sturge rushes towards Durnan, he lifts his arm to sort of protect his face, and it clamps onto it, and you hear him go, "Fucker," and you notice just drops of just blood sort of spilling out of his arm into the Sturge's mouth, and it makes a very loud gulping sound. Just goes boop. All
Very
right.
cartoonish looking.
You notice that it is now clamped onto him, and from what you can remember, it'll be able to drain him of his blood relatively quickly. Bodson seems rather unhappy with the. He has so much health. He seems rather unhealthy. He seems rather unhappy, but not entirely unhealthy.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just so shocked by this man that has entered my life
He's
today.
so beefy.
He's just such a beefcake, dude. Um, in reaction to the Sturge sort of taking its fill, he winds up a hand. He winds up his other hand with what you thought was a two-handed great club, and slams it into the Sturge's head, and the head just sort of pops like a balloon and covers his arm in blood. The Sturge is very clearly dead as hell. He swiftly moves over to get closer to the troll immediately after killing the Sturge, and he takes another swing at the troll itself, winding his hands up. And the blow slams into the lower kneecap of the troll, and the creature just sort of groans in pain and stumbles forward, um, visibly injured. Uh, as this is happening, the other Sturge rushes towards Obey, um, or is it Obey? No, Odea. Yeah, Obeya. Rushes towards Obeya, and also attempts to clasp onto her arm. Um, as it's going forward to bite her. My God, what the fuck is happening? As it's going forward to bite her, its teeth hit something sharp right underneath her cloak. Hit something hard right underneath her cloak, and you can hear them sort of ping off. And the Sturge has this just surprised and just disappointed look on its face as its jaws fail to sink in. Um, it is now your turn.
Okay. Bodzon is really feeling himself after the last fight. So he thinks he's going to do the same thing as last time. And he points at the troll, trying to make another one of those ignition orbs, and will instead cast Bane on all three of the troll and the two little sturges.
Okay. Could you please? So you're casting
Yeah.
Bane.
Yes. So they make
Right.
a
They
DC
need to make a check.
13.
Could you roll a d6 for me, please?
Yes. 4.
All right. Could you please tell me what spells you have other than Bane?
Oh, absorb elements and chromatic orb.
All right. As you Okay, so you were trying to cast Chromatic Orb, right?
Bodzon was,
Thinking Chromatic Orb,
yeah,
casting Bane.
yes.
Okay. You imagine in your mind and just try to will it into being the same fiery explosion that you summoned before trying to defend Yagra. And instead, it is as if your brain reaches out and touches these creatures instead. Um, One of them, the Sturge closer to Obeah, is clearly visibly disturbed by the now mental connection you have made with it. Um, the troll seems also to be disturbed by the mental connection, but the final Sturge does not seem to notice. The one closest to Obeah is now baned, and the troll is also baned. And you also feel physically sick, as you've also managed to touch their minds, and it is very unpleasant for you.
Oh.
Do you want to do anything else?
I don't think I have anything else.
You
I
can
don't.
move.
Oh yeah, I guess I can move. I guess I'll. Uh,
You also have a bonus action.
what can I do as a bonus action?
You can jump, shove, hide,
Ah.
drink a potion, of which I don't believe you have any, but
Oh,
there are
yeah.
tankards of ale behind you that you could gulp if you feel like it.
Oh, okay, that's not. I can do. Ooh, I have. Well, I don't have any more. Never mind. I can't do anything. I'll uh chug. I'll chug an ale and then just run over to help Odaya. Obaya. Obaya.
You'll run over to Obeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. First Sturge is already fucking dead. Yeah, I feel. All right. Hold on. Let me switch off my headphones. They just died. Give me a sec.
Yep.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. The final Sturge flies over the top of the troll, landing next to Durnan, and also attempts to take a nice big chunk out of this, what you now consider a luscious man. But as it's trying to latch on, you see him expertly weave the armored part of his hand into its mouth, and its teeth just bounce off harmlessly. And just like the other Sturge, it just looks so sad and disappointed that it couldn't latch on. Um, right after this happens, Bonnie sort of hops into action to your surprise. In her right hand, a card starts to form out of thin air, almost as if being assembled from the very elements of the atmosphere. and she fires off. She throws this card, and as she's throwing it, you hear a sound that sounds like somebody breaking through a door, and it just launches into the sturge that had just flown next to Durnan. And as it touches the sturge, a boom just explodes outwards, and the creature literally evaporates where it was standing. Um, and as that happens, you can hear her under her breath go, "Yes, it worked." And then she sort of moves further away from the troll and the other sturge. Obaya uh, still hasn't turned around from her drink, but having been almost bitten by a sturge, looks visibly annoyed. She kind of clasps an amulet by her chest and whispers something, and the sturge just bursts into bright flame and sort of just screeches and flies rapidly around the tavern before stiffening in the air and plummeting to the ground. The other tavern goers that are still standing nearby look very unhappy with this now very stinky corpse at their feet. Um, you notice that the troll by Durnan starts to sort of right itself in what can only be described as a sickening display. The injury by its leg where Durnan's club had hit, you do notice that a bit of bone was poking out, slowly starts to sink back into the leg.
Ugh.
And you can see flesh just growing around it in these weird lumps of just green, icky chunks. And the troll now looks visibly upset with this man at its feet. And it like slams its fist towards Durnan.
Bodzon throws up a little in his mouth.
The first attack just goes right past Durnan. The second one slams the old man in the chest. He raises his club to block it, so he doesn't take the full impact, but he does still stumble backwards a few feet and into another table. And the last attack, as it's raising its arm, the cleaver, like, just as it's going down, seems to break a little in the middle, and it slams into the back of the creature's head. And you notice the troll stumble forward, visibly surprised at what it thinks is a surprise attack from behind, but what was really just its own cleaver hitting its head. And it just looks so shocked and betrayed by this attack. You notice a little bit of blood dripping out of the back of its skull. Immediately after this, Durnan sort of recovers from the attack, and you notice him brushing, like picking up his club, and he rushes forward again and swiftly makes 2 strikes against the troll. The first one just narrowly goes wide, likely due to the fact that he's still in recovery from the blow he took. And the second one hits the same spot on the troll's knee that he hit before. And this time, with an audible crack, the knee just gives out. And the leg is now at a 90-degree angle to the thigh. And the troll is in significant pain. It's yelling out in significant pain. It is now your turn.
Okay. This is more stressful than the bar fight because Bodson has seen bar fights before and has never seen a troll this close to him. So he starts hyperventilating, and I will cast Innate Sorcery so that I get advantage on my spell attack rolls. And my spell DC is +1.
Okay.
And then I will try to do a Chromatic Orb again.
All right. Roll with advantage and also a D6, please.
Yes. I only have one d20 in front of me, so we're going to.
Roll it twice and pick the highest.
Yep. Holy fuck.
What'd you get?
My first roll was 2 1s on the 6 and the first d20. And that is a 12. So we're going to go 17. And then
So
a
you said you
1 on the
rolled a
d6. Yeah.
1 on the d6. Okay. And are you thinking about casting chromatic or what you think is chromatic orb, which is what you did before?
Yeah, he's just trying the same thing again. But
okay. By the way, because you rolled well on your history check earlier, I will you as you're casting the spell in the back of your mind, little Bodzon whispers, "I think trolls hate it when they're lit on fire. It stops their regeneration." And this sort of manifests itself in the spell you're casting. Once again, in front of you, an orb of elements forms, and there's crackling noises, and the air ignites. A ball of flame slams into the troll. Could you please roll the damage?
Yes. Oh, we're rolling. I need to get more dice in front of me. That's what I'm knowing. All right, so that's a 3 plus a 6, 9 plus a 6, 15.
All right, so you did 15 damage?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So it just the troll is ignited instantly. The liquid on its body as it was climbing out of the portal was clearly flammable. The creature is now screeching in pain, and you didn't notice before, but the the wounds from the sturges on its back and everything had been healing, suddenly rupture explosively, and the monster is now just a writhing ball of flame, and it is clearly on the precipice of death. Um, at this, Bonnie is a little bit shocked, to be honest, and she just goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And then Obaya, right next to you, grasps her talisman again, and the fires turn golden, and the smell that was coming off of the creature slowly dissipates, and slowly the body starts forming clumps of ash until finally it takes its last gasp of air, and becomes just this silvery cloud in the middle of the tavern before gentle winds carry it away. The troll is dead.
Ah. Also,
As this happens,
well, as part of chromatic orb, it says if I roll 2 or more of the same number on the d8s, it leaps to another target. So the ball of fire also spreads to a table and just lights a table on fire.
All right. The table is also aflame. Obaya is still grasping her talisman. A pool of water forms above it and then splashes on top of it, immediately dousing the flame. The damage is largely superficial as far as you can tell, although Durnan's expression would tell you a little bit of a more aggressive story. However, he does seem to be in good spirits nonetheless. He sort of walks towards you and then grabs your shoulder, and in his eyes, you can see this sort of sadness. And he just goes, "Good job, Bodzon. Good job." And he pats you on the shoulder. And you can tell he wants to say something else, but he just ends it there and he walks back behind the bar. Patrons from the bar have once again, surprisingly, gone back to normal. Matreem is playing his lute more aggressively, but the music is still cheerful, and the bar slowly settles into a normal cadence once again. Bonnie walks towards you, and she's just like, "Oh my god, did we just do that?"
Yeah, I hit the troll with a fire, and it actually hit this time.
right next to you, Abaya's like, yeah, you did good. Although, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know you were a sorcerer. She sort of joined your conversation despite the fact that you did not invite her.
Yeah. I Budson's on a high that he has never felt before, so he does not care. I didn't know I was a sorcerer either. I guess I am.
Well, that's odd, she says. Her eyes are sort of, she like crumples her face. You didn't know? She she looks like she's going to say something when once again Dernan just walks to her side and goes, another drink, and slams a tankard in front of her. And she sort of looks at him, and could you roll a perception check for me?
Oh boy.
What'd you get?
Where's my perception? +0, 8.
You notice a look, unspoken communication of some kind. And she slowly goes, anyways, well done. And she goes back to her drink. As you turn back towards Bonnie, you feel someone's hand tap against your shoulder. And you turn around to a man who most people would recognize. You realize this man is the famous Volothamp Gedarm, a bard of well-renowned throughout Faerun, well-renowned for his bullshit stories. He has a wide grin on his face, and in his hands is a letter of employment and a quill in the other hand. And he just looks at you and goes, my good boy, that was astonishing. I must know your name.
Uh, are you Volo?
As you say that, he sort of goes backwards into a bow, taking off his hat. At your service.
Uh, uh Hi. I'm Bodzon.
Bodzon. What a. He sort of stops mid sentence. Fantastic name. He's very excited, but you do start noticing some sweat coming off underneath his hat, and he sort of looks at you and Bonnie and goes, you two perhaps a party of sorts?"
I look at Bonnie.
Bonnie just sort of like looks at you and she just goes, "Why not?"
Yes.
"Oh, of course. I've paid for a room, a private one in the back of the tavern. I would like for you and I to get acquainted there, to tell me of this gorgeous story where you slayed 4 trolls in one sweep." As he says that, you kind of start to realize that the rumors might not just be rumors. He starts rushing towards the same door that when you were looking for Bonnie, you had crossed. Do you follow him?
Uh,
Bonnie has also
yeah.
gotten up.
Yeah. I think I look at Bonnie again. I shrug, like, why not?
Oh, as you look at Bonnie, she's sort of getting up, and she's just like, "Listen, I don't know if we're a party, but that guy seems like a party, so let's go."
I go to follow him. Oh, that's my whole window that I just moved. Oops.
Your worldview shifts
Yeah.
drastically as the thimble of alcohol you had earlier
Yeah,
finally hits you.
it finally hits me.
You two enter the room that Volothamp has procured. It is a wide room. There's fantastic, just exquisite rugs across the carpet, a lit fire, or what would be a lit fire, but is actually, because it is summertime, a just a hearth in the middle. Um, Volo is sitting at one of the couches, and since you had followed behind Bonnie, she's settled right across from him. You sit down in front of Volo, and his sort of cheerful demeanor slowly starts to fall away,
and his smile becomes cracked, and he's looking at both of you, and he just goes, "Well, it is wonderful to meet you, Bodzon, and I would love to tell the story of how you slayed 8 trolls in the Yawning Portal. However, before that, there is the manner of my fee." And as he says this, Bonnie sort of goes, "Ugh." And he notices her disgust, and he goes, "But it need not be paid in gold, you see. I would like a favor."
What kind of favor?
Uh, Volo sort of looks at the door to the private room, and then he walks over quickly, makes sure that it's really shut, and then he walks back. He sort of sits down right across from you, and his smile is gone. He now looks properly properly serious. I seem to have caught myself in a bit of a troublesome situation. You see, I had recently approached Waterdeep because I was looking for my good friend Floon. He describes his friend Floon as this handsome young man, young, in his early 30s, with red blonde hair. He was dressed in princely garb the last time Volo saw him. He explains to you that around 2 nights ago, his friend Floon had disappeared. When he and Volo were on he says merrymaking voyage, but it sounds like a night out on the town at the Skewer Dragon, a famous tavern by the dock ward, famous for being where people go missing on the regular. You see, me and Floon, we were simply taking an evening stroll when, unfortunately, I had, as you can see, fallen into a period of writer's block, and I had asked Floon if I could perhaps interrogate some of the fellows in the nearby alley. Um, at which point, and at this point he seems extremely nervous. The what I have now ascertained was Zentarum thugs, the 15 of them. And when he says 15, he stops himself. 5, I meant. Um, took us by surprise. And as he's saying this, his composure is just falling apart. He's clearly actually extremely nervous. He sort of stops talking for just a few minutes. If you'd like to say anything.
What were you doing all the way down in Dogward?
You see, the true stories are told in the most darkest of places, like the yawning portals under mountain entrance, from which your 20 trolls arrived. And when he says 20 trolls, he's giving you like a wink.
Yeah.
From which your story, my good sir, might arrive. And as he's saying this, Bonnie goes, "Your stories aren't really worth that much to anybody, Volo. Not without gold behind them." And he sort of looks at her and then looks back at you and he says, "Surely you jest."
Well, we'd be happy to help you. Plenty of people go missing down there in Dock Ward, and we would hate for a friend of Volo's to be missing for too long. But I think someone such as yourself would recognize that the truth does have to be put out there, and that does come with a price.
Could you please roll a persuasion check for me?
Oh, I was hoping it'd be deception. Oh, persuasion's fine. Nat 20.
As you say this, Volo, disheartened by your lack of charitable character, sort of sinks into the couch. And he goes, "Yes, yes, of course, and gold, and gold. The story's not enough, never enough. And gold." And he pulls out a bag of gold well, what you assume is gold, and clinks it onto the table. Yes, the whole thing, all of my proceeds from, and he describes a obscure tale that he wrote, that you read and wrote, and actually printed in the newspaper just 2 weeks ago. Notably, it was one of his most famous tales, and if this is in fact the proceeds, it will be a quite tidy sum of money. He sort of relaxes into the couch and says, "Besides the point, you don't understand the real problem." And when he says this, he sort of just leans forward and he goes, "It wasn't just me and Flume. It was actually me and a man named Renier." And when he says that, could you please roll a insight check with advantage?
Okay. Ooh, 13 total.
Okay. Renier is the son of Lord Dagult Neverember, the Lord of Waterdeep. Renier is by far one of the most famous people in Waterdeep, and you realize by his description of Floon, Renier looks exactly like Floon. And it sort of dawns on you what might have happened. Volo begins describing how the Zentarim ambushed them, recognized Floon, but actually thought he was Renier. And as they were interrogating them and trying to get more money from them, a group of Xanathar thugs had arrived behind them. And Volo describes this horrific situation where they slammed Floon to the ground, knocked him unconscious, while he and Renier had hidden in a corner. And they kidnapped Floon. They had taken him for ransom. And he tells you that in his guilt, him and Renier had hidden the whole time after the Zentarim thugs had been taken care of by the Xanathar thugs. And they watched Floon get stolen from the peaceful dock ward into a Zentarim guild hideout just a few blocks away. Volo is now clearly racked with guilt, and he just goes, "They had taken my friend, and Renier, I had asked him for help, but he said it was too embarrassing, and I had to agree to ask his father for help in this horrid situation. And I don't know what to do. I'm worried they'll kill the man. I really am. Please, please, could you help me? I saw how you handled the 30 trolls. It would be just my honor to ask for your aid." And he looks properly sad. And as you remember when you entered the Yawning Portal, you had actually seen him with a group of adventurers to the far right before you had gone to talk to Durnan. You hadn't recognized him at the time, but you did recognize the adventurers. They're a group of tieflings who are famous for being some of the best in the city. And from his composure, you start to realize Volo has probably asked every single person at this bar for help. And you may or may not be his last plea.
I think realizing that and very quickly glancing at the sack of what I can only assume is so much gold in front of me, I look to Bonnie once again and then turn back
When
to
you
Volo.
look to Bonnie, her eyes are locked on the gold. And her normally joyful expression is actually quite serious. And you've rarely seen her like this, but she looks like almost desperate.
I turn back to Volo and the sternest that I have ever been, say, we'll do it.
And with that, I think we're going to end session 1.
Woo!
Awesome. All right, and the reason is because I have nothing prepped after. All right. That was session 1 of Vol de Dragoon.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm going to save this. All right. I now have to prep session 2.
Nice.
All right. What did you think?
Very fun. Very fun.
Awesome.
I got a bunch of. I did the combat, and I got to cosplay as somebody who doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, that'll be it for that. We're going to continue on from this point in session 2,
Mhm.
or at least slightly fast forward in time, but basically the same point.
Yeah.
Is there anything? So after you agree to Volo, he quickly describes a whole bunch of things to you about the location and everything, which your character promptly writes down. Is there anything you would do to prepare in the bar? Like, would you purchase any drinks, do anything in the bar before you would go searching for his kidnapped friend?
I think first thing, and I don't know how long Volo actually sticks around, but first thing I would do, because I absolutely know this is the first thing Bonnie's going to do as well, is go through that bag to see how much money is actually in there.
So he didn't actually give it to you. He implied it would be given to you at the end of the job.
Ah, got you.
But if you ask him to show you the gold, he will open the bag and you will see what equates to around 15 dragons in gold.
Okay, I didn't know that he was going to give us the gold, but yeah, I guess I'll ask him just so that I know that I saw gold. So
Okay. Yeah,
then,
he opens the bag. He shows you the gold. It's real gold.
gotcha.
There's no, and as far as you can tell, there's no funny business. And to his credit, Volo is not known for his funny business and real business dealings. He's only known for his funny business in writing.
Gotcha. Okay. Then, knowing that, I think first thing I do is step out back to the bar and just yell, "Rounds on me!"
The whole bar sort of cheers at this proclamation. Durnan looks at you pointedly and just shakes his head in frustration, being down a whole barmaid for the evening, and starts filling up glasses as eager adventurers rush to the bar. All
Yeah.
right.
Then
Anything else?
no, I just get absolutely hammered for the rest of the night.
All right. You and Bonnie do make plans, or at least Bonnie makes plans with you before you get hammered.
Yeah.
To meet at the dock ward in front of the tavern where Floon and Rainier and Volo were last seen.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be the end of session 1.
Yay.
All right.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you for putting this together.
Oh yeah, dude, this is so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's come more naturally than I thought it would. I'm happy I was able to improvise so much because holy shit.
Yeah, same thing. I like watching other people play D&D and like watching an entire story that's already built like Baldur's Gate is so much different than actually having to like think of what a character would say on the spot.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's actually really fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Okay, I think session 2 I'm going to aim for the weekend as the time frame,
Gotcha.
but I'll just keep in touch with you because as session 1 shows, it's impossible to plan this shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm down to also cuz I believe we both have all of Sunday. So I don't know if you're doing anything on Sunday, but I would be down to, not that I can see much of what you're prepping already, but like do prep stuff if there is anything that I can help with.
There isn't. Crystal is calling me, so
Oh, yeah.
see ya. I'll talk
Right.
to you in a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
See ya. We did it! That's the first time I ever played actual D&D and not just watched other people play or played Baldur's Gate. It was very fun. I enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed watching it, then make sure to subscribe and tune back in because I'm gonna be streaming every time I play. Hopefully, probably. I mean, I don't see why not, because I'm gonna be sitting here playing anyway. Might as well. So, if you want to see more, subscribe, like the video, and keep coming back. And all the live streams are gonna be put up and saved as videos, so you can go back and watch all of them. And I'll make a playlist for them, so you can watch them in order and see the entire tale of Bodzon. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.